is your organization really ready to go through a change, right, and be future ready for any changes, any scalability that's going to come your way. And so whenever we do these types of discussions, right, we talk about three things, right? We talk about people, we talk about processes, we talk about solutions, right? And people are, I mean, when we talk about people, this is normally equated to the functions. What are the different functions that we have in our organization, right? In like nonprofit organizations, people are really wearing multiple hats. So we're gonna, of course, we would like to make sure that we, with our technology solution, we enable you to be able to really function very well, having those multiple hats. And of course, processes that's related to your operations, and then of course, your solution that's normally related to your strategy as well. So moving on, the question for everyone is your organization future-proof to, again, go through a change, right? To go through a scalability or a scalability for future, right? And so we actually have like few goals here that hopefully it's also the same goals as what you have with your organization, right? So the goal there to be future-proof is number one, there is remove manual processes, enable flexible workforce, right? Be able to analyze your data and your donor database and ultimately be able to fuel your mission. And so let's go over these four goals one by one. The first there is to be able to remove manual processes, right? And when we talk about removing manual processes, that's related to streamlining your operations, whether you're a big organization, medium size, small organization, you all have your own process flows, right? So say, for example, from your call to action, requesting for donations from your stakeholders, right? From your different stakeholders, up to receiving those funds, right? Receiving those donations, and then like putting it in your system as a restricted fund or an unrestricted fund, and then be able to allocate it to the different projects that you have. So those are some of the processes that you guys have, right? And then second bullet point there is talking about eliminating the silos. When we talk about eliminating the silos, again, this is related to the functions that you have within your organization. Each department knows what's going on in the other departments, right? And be able to really build that collaborative piece, right, within the different departments. And third there is be able to improve visibility and transparency in terms of results, in terms of progress of projects, productivity of your employees. Whether we are in the same, in the same building, or in the case right now that we have, right? We have a pandemic, right? And most of us are working from home. So really be able to build that transparency and visibility, even if we are working in different locations. So the next item there, as part of our goal, is really connecting it with, of course, the functions, right? Being able to enable a flexible workforce. And when we talk about enabling a flexible workforce, that's empowering people, right? Empowering your teams, improving collaboration, and ultimately be able to optimize staffing. So enabling your team to be ready, fully equipped to work wherever they are, in offices, out there in the field, right? Or again, in our current situation right now, working from homes. And because of that, moving on, right, moving forward is again be able to optimize your staffing. I have an example that I have in mind about one of our organization who's also currently using NetSuite. So this organization is called GK Enchanted Farm. So basically they're a social enterprise, and their ultimate advocacy is be able to support startup organizations, startup social enterprises, be able to mentor them, to be able to build a sustainable operations, right? At the same time, they also accept visitors going to their farm. So one day they were actually featured in a TV show, and then after being featured in the TV show, a lot of people started contacting them that they wanted to have a visit of the farm, be able to milk cows, right, and be able to make cottage cheese and so on and so forth. Now, of course, the people at the front desk, they know how many people are coming in on a specific date, right? On a specific Saturday or Sunday. But of course, the people at the back end, the kitchen people, they also need to know how many meals they need to prepare, right? For them to be able to serve the people who's gonna go ahead and go to the farm. So because they are using NetSuite, right? They are able to, I mean, a solution like us, which is of course NetSuite, right? They're able to optimize their staffing. The people at the front desk, they know how many people are coming in on a specific day. Same thing with the people at the kitchen. And then of course, again, that's ultimately being able to optimize their staffing on specific days wherein a lot of people would be coming in to their farm. And so I hope that's making sense, right? Next thing that was mentioned on the previous slide was being able to analyze our data and donor database. Of course, being able to analyze our performance with real-time data, identify how far we are in terms of like reaching our goals, right? Reaching our target, not just on a day-to-day basis, but really on a long-term basis. And because of course we have real-time data, we're able to make sound decision toward maybe making some switch in our strategy. Because we have fast and accurate report that we could pull in an instant, right? And the last part there would be to be able to fuel your mission. Ultimately, that's everybody's goal, right? To be able to fuel your mission, be able to increase your reach, right? Increase your revenues for some organizations who's also concerned about revenues for social enterprises and accelerate growth. And when we talk about growth, right, it can mean a lot of things, right? It can mean providing more scholarships to people. It can mean providing more services to the community that you're supporting, and so on and so forth, right? So you can go ahead and define your own growth there, right? And of course, innovate, scalability. I did mention that several times earlier. Again, and not just really looking at the day-to-day goal, but really looking at a long-term goal. And so we, NuVista, and of course, Oracle NetSuite Social Impact, we understand those challenges that you're experiencing. And we know that you kind of like have the same goals with us, right? I mean, the things that we talked about. And so we have our program, Oracle NetSuite Social Impact, which we'd like to discuss with you and how we can go ahead and help you in terms of like technology solution and help you reach those goals. So I'd like to turn you back to Anlin so that she can go ahead and discuss more about our program.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Marielle. I will go ahead and share my screen. If you could just let me know, Marielle, that you can see it, that would be great. Can you see that?
We can see your screen now.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so just a brief overview of NetSuite in numbers. So we started the company in 1998 and it was founded by former Oracle executive Evan Goldberg. We are very proud to say that we're the first cloud company in the world, and we started out as a financial system and have since then expanded the functionalities to fulfill ERP, CRM and e-commerce needs of different industries. Our mission is to help companies grow and streamline their operations with our powerful technology. We are present around the world, with our headquarters being in Austin, Texas. But here within the EMEA region, we do have offices that are spread across the territory in the area. As you can see, currently we have over 21,000 customers worldwide, and we continue to remain as one of the fastest growing ERP platforms globally. Okay, so a brief history of our social impact program. As you can see, we started the programme in 2007, and social impact has really been part of the company's DNA since 2007 as part of our founder Evan Goldberg's mission for non-profits to be as efficient as possible. It actually all started when Evan donated NetSuite to his local PTA, as their current system was pretty manual, and it worked out so well for the Parent Teacher Association that he had decided to set up social impact to continue to streamline the back office finance process for organisations so that they can really focus on growing their mission. And then the rest of that is history, really. As you can see, in 2011, we had approximately 250 social impact customers. And now in 2021, we currently sit at over 2,000 social impact customers. Also, something that you can probably see from the timeline is that we also provide other social impact services to social impact customers, such as pro bono, as well as capacity building. And I will go through that in more detail in a couple of slides to come. So how are our social impact customers distributed globally? So this is our global social impact customers. So as you can see, we have quite a large percentage in North America. The social impact program actually did start off there, and then for the EMEA region, we started in 2018, and since then we've been proactively working to try and grow this region and promote social impact to non-profit organisations to try and increase those numbers within this area. Okay, so more about our social impact program. So this is our social impact program. This is, as you can see, we have 3 pillars here, and these 3 pillars make up our team. So the 3 pillars, we've got Suite Donation, we have Suite Pro Bono, and we've got Suite Capacity, and they ensure that all nonprofits are able to successfully implement, utilise, and accelerate their use of NetSuite. So through our social impact program, the main goal is to really empower nonprofits and all other mission-driven organisations to accelerate their operations and grow their mission. So it all starts with Suite Donation. So Oracle NetSuite provides a base donation of NetSuite solution that is specifically built for the nonprofit sector. To date, we have given over $100 million of NetSuite cloud technologies to nonprofits globally. And I would just like to add that all nonprofits and social enterprise do qualify for a base donation of NetSuite as long as they are a legal registered entity in their country of operations. And then moving on, we have Suite Pro Bono. So this pillar is a program where employees donate their time and expertise to help eligible social impact customers maximize their efficiency and expand their use of NetSuite. Social impact customers can apply to pro bono services, as this is awarded on an application basis, and these will usually be kind of mini bite-sized challenges and projects that their organization might have. And then with Suite Capacity, this is ongoing training that is available that will help to empower organisations to better utilise NetSuite to achieve greater use of their platform. Okay, and this is just a small snapshot of some of the organisations that have taken advantage of the social impact programme worldwide. As you can see, we have organisations of different shapes and sizes. And finally, we really love to highlight some of our success stories. So for this region, we have examples of 3 very different non-profit organisations that have been awarded our donation and have brought a long-lasting positive impact to their non-profit. All of these started using NetSuite for their financials, to track donations and grants, and have grown to use it in different operation areas. So Simon are using it for intelligence, for business decision making. Compassion in World Farming are now able to manage multiple accounting books of their country offices across their region. And Guide Dogs has said that the software allows them to use their money more productively because they have greater visibility and transparency of their funding streams. Okay, so that is everything for the social impact programme. As mentioned, if you do have any questions, please use the Q&A box and we can either answer them as we go along or at the end of the webinar. So before moving on to our NetSuite overview from Vijay Kumar, I would like to take a couple of minutes to just go through some poll questions that we have. So we do have 3 questions that we will go through. If you don't mind selecting an answer that is most relevant for your organisation as they pop up, that would be greatly appreciated. So okay, so we've got the first question here. Are you actively looking for an ERP/non-profit solution for your non-profit? And you can select either yes or no. If I just give 5 seconds or so. Okay, that's fantastic. And then moving on to the next question. Okay, so now we have question 2. What specific requirements are you looking for? Would it be financial, HRMS, or others? So if I just give a few seconds just to answer that question. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, others. And then if we go to our 3rd and final question. So finally, would you be interested in being contacted by NuVista for more information on NetSuite HRMS? And it is again just a yes or no answer. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking part of those questions. It really gives us a bit of insight of organisations and what it is that they would be looking for and next steps. So thank you very much. I will end the poll now and I will be passing over to Vijay Kumar for a NetSuite overview.
Thanks, Adeline. Thanks for that quick understanding of what are the programs available from the NetSuite perspective to the customers. I have a couple of slides to showcase who we are, NetSuite is, just to give not much of time, and then I'll also show you differently what any non-profit organization can look at a system which is very robust in the dashboard to the depth of any data transactions. We are based out of Singapore, and then we do have offices in India and UAE. We cover the customer base across the Middle East, India, Singapore, and then some of the African countries. We also part of a social cloud, suite cloud developer network, whereby we also develop a solution called NuSmart, which takes care of the HRMS functions end-to-end, right from the recruitment till the relief of the process. We have a customers base of 70 plus across the globe, and with our robust experience of 100 plus implementation, and then the 40 plus consultants covering up all these regions. Just to give you that some of the customer verticals, a quick understanding of what we have covered or what is our expertise all about, and how do we cater to some of the non-profits here in Singapore as well as in India. Typically, an organizations like a non-profits, they do have a roles of the play, right, where employees do access to the system, and then they can able to access, do the day-in-day job, and then continue on that. Okay, in that you have a finance manager or a fund manager who looks at that all the funds you collect, or how do we arrange them, right? How do we spend them, and how do we cater all those expenses? There goes to your funds manager who, again, other side collect the programs, run the programs, or all those stuff. In addition to that, You may have an internal employee or users who access and then do the basic stuff of sometimes, allocate an expense or book an expense and then submit to them. There are other stakeholders like your beneficiaries, your donors, or your volunteers. They also can get an access into the NetSuite system. They can able to view, do that bit on the system, whatever they are, belonging to or being concerned about that. Generally, the key concerns any financial organization in the non-profit, right? A financial manager is to have, the 31% of them are worried about the financial stability. 29, worried about how do we maintain this attrition, how to do the staff turnover. And then some of them, worried about how do we retain the donors, right? So that the consistent fund is coming into the system. And then they would like to see that some of them, or 27%, look at the programs are there, or how do we support them? Okay, then until you don't have a much donors or funds coming in, you cannot support the programs running, and ultimately beneficiaries, go ahead, right? To keep all these things right, we need to have a system to connect into it, right? That's when I'm looking at that, different sources of fund, we would know that how important to link those donors, the constituent, and then programs together. Then we can able to have an end-to-end of the life. Okay, looking at that, you can see a system overview of what any non-profit organization will get, like from maintaining the CRM and constituents management, right? Looking at them or having a clarity of where they are, what are the programs running, and how do we raise the fundraising, and how do we manage the revenue, and then find about the finance and accounting, and then features like spend management to see how does the expenses are coming in, how does the spending is happening on the different funds, right? How do we do the budget and forecasting so that it helps to know our cash flow and then manage accordingly. And of course, as Maril was showing up, that robust analytics and reporting helps you to bring all the reports at the tip of you, right in front of the dashboard, which I'm going to show it up right now, and then you can understand how robust the system is for it. Some of the key benefits you can achieve to see from them, right? You can connect the every dollar which comes in, and then now outcome is being linked up to that. That's a very important thing to see that. Then we can have a very comprehensive each beneficiary is spending, how do we spend, and what are the programs they are being going on to this particular individuals, and go about that. We can have and then we can have a complete ecosystem where it connects to the fund programs, donors, or the beneficiaries, and then entirely they will know in a one glimpse of what are the funds and what are the beneficiaries each enjoying that, that kind of donors. And then you can have a very transparency on the accounting perspective, so that all the stakeholders know where that system is lying, where are the numbers it matters, and then how it is been spending across the program. And of course, when it comes to statutory requirements, even non-profits do have to file a statutory to a particular organization or the particular country specific where your non-profits are running, right? So that is also compliance, and which is ready available to you. From here, what I will do is just go into the show the system, then you would know exactly what is available for you, right? Let me switch over that to that. Okay, here you are looking at a dashboard, okay, where every user can able to log into the system. You can have a dashboard which is very informative. All the data real time is being placed on the dashboard. You can see the comparison between various periods and then go about that. If you look at the graphical, they tell you the real numbers in the graphical representation to get a quick one. These dashboards generally are quite easy to manage. Every layman user can able to click, drag and drop those portlets to the requirement of that particular individual's role and permission has been given. Okay, and then you get to have a good set of reminders or the dashboard reminders or alerts, which helps to see that is there any program which needs to be attended or initiated? Is there a program where we need to link up that the fund management or the donors into that program, or send across the invitation? or is there expenses which need to be approved so that it get an accounted automatically to the particular fund or the donations, or how many pledges which need to be invoiced this month, because pledges can have a recurring incoming fund revenue, right? Then we can ensure the system tells us automated way of sending an invoice to them so that we collect the fund inside automatically. And then you can have a comprehensive calendars every individual to see that is there any program, is there any event or a task need to be completed, or what are those reminders I can get in the front of the dashboard itself. So these dashboards are quite interactive. And likewise, I said, every one of them has a role to play, right? Say, example, you have a role to play to being a donation administrator. You want to look at that, all the donation related information on your dashboard. Okay, that these constituent or the metrics which is showing up on a dashboard, they're all in a real time, and then they even go to the next level. When I able to click and go next level, I can able to see all the reports in a real time and go about that. Then I can able to list down or certain very key metric reports if I wanted to see how does that fund utilization is happening, who are all those beneficiaries, how much is being benefited, and what is the dispersal about that. We can get a report as we like to have that one. Okay, the KPIs, the reminders, which one related to that particular donations or the manager which they are belonging to, they can able to view to them. The same way, another role which is quite ready, whereby a program manager where he wants to run a program, okay, where he wanted to invite so many donors into the system, okay, and then they come attend the program. There is an email alerts or the reminders can be sent across so that the timely reminders are available to that the donors so that they can come and attach, attend the programs and go further. And every one of them having this role dashboard, it helps to see that they do the day-to-day job, and then they follow up what they're supposed to. As an accountant, I can have a complete revenue analytics in front of me where I can able to segregate them as per my indicators. My ratios can tell me the real numbers and then go about that. Okay, then I can able to make comparison. So as I told you, right, every one individual has got a dashboard report. When I want to drill down to the next level, I can able to take it from here to the next level in the dashboard. Since it is a real time and live, I can able to look at my receivables aging and then make allocation on the band on which I would like to see them. Okay, just to make a quick change. Okay, and then ref, and then change the as on date which I wanted to, and then refresh it. I can able to get the report as per the bucket which I would like to. Since these are all not a report, since I drill down from my dashboard to the summary, then I can go further to see a detail level reports. What I'd like to see, what are those actually receivables which matters to me, and then go about that. Such is a robust way where a system can take you even to the transaction level and have a look at that what transaction it constituting to telling me what receivable I'm going to get it from them. Below that, you can able to see that, and another one of the aspect of the analytics of report is that you may want to report them in a printable format, or you may want to schedule a report where it sends the reminders or the report to any particular stakeholder, probably to the one of the donor who is interested to see a particular donor, or maybe a management team would like to have it. So we do have those features which we wanted to extend this particular report to the next level, whereby I can able to send allocated time on which I wanted to send this report to this particular list of the people or anybody who I wanted to send across this report. I can do that way. I can share this report to my donors or the employees or group of employees or some of the volunteers according to that. So these are the features sometimes it's available to you, where you can also export the Excel or the PDF format or Word format as you like. As I told you, from here I can able to drill down to the next level where I can able to see an individual invoice which constitutes what was the pledge amount which I need to be received from that particular constituent and go about that. And then I can able to even look at my GL impact to see that what it makes to see. Okay. Then, yeah, you see from my dashboard to my summary to my detailed view, and then to my transaction, and then to my GBL impact. That is a level of depth of information which is captured under the NetSuite system. Okay. Then, if I want to look at my donor profile, I can have a complete 360-degree view, whereby I get to have the entire end-to-end information about this constituent, which are the programs he is linked up to, what are the total pledges he had made, what are the balances we need to receive from him. I get to have the 360-degree view, to giving me a complete detail as on this date of what were the donations he had made, what are the pledges he had made, what are the pledges he has accounted with us, and all those stuff. So that gives you a glimpse of what NetSuite is all about. So when you wanted to know more about that, do contact us, or we will be contacting back, so that you can able to know more about that and we can explore more about that. Okay. Thanks for that. Udit, would you like to take from us so that you can showcase something about the HRMS?
Yeah. Thanks, Vijay Kumar.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
I'll just share my screen.
Sorry.
Let me know when you're able to see my screen.
Can you? Yeah. Yes, we can able to see your screen.
Okay. Yeah. So thanks everyone for joining us again. So yeah. So as Vijay Kumar has mentioned, what I'll be sharing today is more about the HRMS solution that we have. So this is, if your organization is looking to manage your employees or volunteer activities and details all in one place, then this is for you. So this HRMS solution is actually built on NetSuite itself. What it means is that there's no integration that is required. Okay, so just a bit about NuSmart HRMS. So we are actually the sister company of NuVista Technology. So NuVista is actually the solution provider, and we started out in 2015. We became an SDN partner in 2019, having only started marketing last year. Our main product is the HRMS solution itself, and our mission is to empower the workforce through technology. So what we want is to build efficiencies by automating the whole operational aspect of human resources. We want to empower employees through our self-service application, and we want everyone to focus on more value-added tasks. And till date, we do have 30+ customers in 10 countries. So just to give you a snapshot of the regions that we are ready to deploy in. So currently it is in Asia, it is in Middle East, as well as in Africa. So these are some of the customers that we have. They're referenceable at any point in time. They come from different verticals. They have different subsidiaries and different number of employees as well. So all the way from 20 to 400+ employees. I'll just give you a quick snapshot of the 2 customers here that are NGOs. So the first one is Amar Seva. This is a disability services and support organization. It was founded in 1981. It does have 400 employees based out of India. So the key challenge that they had when they came to us was that they did have a very manual Excel-based system. So, and it was also, because of it, it was a very manual system. It was very hard for them to keep track of all the employee attendance, especially the field workers that they had. So with NuSmart, what they had was like an integrated HRMS solution. They were able to also keep track of the attendance of the field workers through our GPS. We do have OT calculation and approvals that they were able to do through NuSmart itself. Also, we complied with the Indian statutory requirements. And lastly, of course, the leave payroll leave that they had was implemented according to their own company's leave policies. So what they shared with us was that in terms of like some key metrics, they were able to save 50% in terms of the time saving and 40 to 50% in terms of cost savings. So the next one that we have is Jai Vakil. So this is also an NGO that provides holistic services to intellectually disabled organizations. It does have 250 employees based out of India as well. So similarly, they also, with NuSmart, what they shared was they were able to save huge amounts in terms of time and cost. So 50% in terms of time saving and 50% in terms of cost saving. So the key challenge that they had was also, it was a very manual system that they had previously. Because of the pandemic, they had this need to support the remote working employees as well as the volunteers. So in order to do that, they came to us. And what they saw with NuSmart was they were able to automate their Excel-based systems, the employee management details all in one place within NuSmart. We were able to provide an approval workflow as well, which helped to ease the whole remote working needs of the employees as well as the volunteers. We did provide leave management as per their own company's policies. And lastly, of course, the real-time business intelligence reports that can be generated through NuSmart, just like NetSuite. So this helps to increase the visibility for them. So I just want to share with you more about the product that we have. So this is a modular-based system, and as Vijay Kumar did mention, it is a hire-to-retire solution. So starting from recruitment all the way to as an employee leaves the organization. So I'll just go over the modules very quickly. So there's recruitment and onboarding, payroll processing, timesheet and attendance, leave management, training and development, asset and loan management, performance management, as well as expenses and travel. So what we do is really helping to lay the bridge between these different modules that we have, and we are an integrated solution. We also do have self-service access. So we want to empower the workforce. So, we do provide this through web portal as well as the mobile application and tablet, and it's both in iOS and Android. As it is built on NetSuite, we do require minimally the NetSuite license, a CRM license as well. So just to give you a very quick visual depiction of the process that we have, like hire to retire. So starting from recruitment and onboarding, so this can be done through our NuSmart itself. When their hiring manager does have a requirement, it can be keyed in the system, or the HR is able to do that as well. And we are able to actually manage the employee details all in one place. So over here, we're actually leveraging on the NetSuite's employee master itself, and we do have a whole comprehensive HRMS details all in one place. All employees do have self-service access as well. And what we also do is really helping to automate all the HRMS tasks. So all the HR tasks like leaves, expenses and travel, timesheet and attendance, training and development, performance management. And we are leveraging on NetSuite itself for the expenses and timesheet and attendance at the back end. So while we automate all of this, it's also accounted for, during payroll processing, which is done within a few minutes itself. During this process, with the click of a button, you are able to generate the general ledger, the different entries on the NetSuite general and ledger. And also lastly, of course, is that if an employee has to leave the organization, there is the employee exit process in place as well, whereby they have to just fill in a form and the HR can also complete the process on their end. So throughout this whole process, what we do have is custom workflow and reports. So this is because it is built on NetSuite itself. And also we do have business analytics in real time that we provide. So I'll just go over some of the challenges and solutions in 4 main key areas. Some of them Marielle has already touched on. So I'll just share more a bit about how NuSmart can come in and really solve these challenges. So firstly is about manual entry or disparate solutions. So where there is, customers do usually have to key in, they usually have to do a lot of manual entry, or it's usually done on Excel, or there are just many different solutions that they have. They don't have a single source of truth of all the employee data or even the volunteer data in one place. That leads to the redundant data entry as well as reconciliation issues. But with NuSmart, you are able to have this single source of truth of all the employees as well as volunteers all in one place. And also it is integrated with your payroll as well as ERP. The second area is in terms of approval workflow. So where there is a lack of visibility and control in the whole HR process, because it's very manually done, are usually through emails or phone calls. So things like leaves or expenses. With NuSmart, what you have is you're really allowing the employees to request for these approvals. So it really helps to speed up the process. There are also dashboard and mobile alerts that both the employees can see as well as the supervisor. And of course, you're able to also customize these workflows as per your own company's requirements. Next is in terms of the employee or volunteer empowerment. So so things like leaves, expenses, attendance, project timesheet. So these things are actually usually manually done, and and even things like having to update your own employee details in the system. Usually you have to send emails or phone calls, and that can be quite a tedious process. Also, the employees are not really empowered because there's no role-based security in place. So with NuSmart, what you do have is we do provide self-service access both through the mobile as well as web portal. And each employee access and role is defined. So it's really helping to empower the employee to make their own changes in the system, and also, to get the approvals that they need very quickly. So lastly is in terms of business analytics. So where there is actually a lack of visibility because it's a very manual process. And what this actually means is, it's for NGOs especially, it is quite important to have this visibility, especially because you want to gain donor trust, right? You want to be able to show the right performance of your projects, or even the employees. So in order to do that with NuSmart, what we do have is these automated business intelligence reports for employees and the volunteers, which are country-based compliant. We do provide real-time metrics and dashboard KPIs as well that you can see anytime. And these reports can be customized as well. So with that, I've come to the end of my presentation. So, just feel free to drop any questions that you have in the chat, and we are here to help you answer. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that, Vijay Kumar and Aditi. That was fantastic. Thank you. We don't seem to have any questions in at the moment, but I will just give it 30 seconds or so to see if any questions come in. And if not, we'll just move on to the next steps in the final bit of the webinar. Okay. Okay, so I don't think there is anything else. There are no questions that have come in. So if we just move on to the next steps, Marielle, if you wouldn't mind sharing your screen. That's fantastic, thank you. Okay, so really, as you can see today, we've been here with Oracle NetSuite and the NuVista team as a partnership goal. So as Oracle NetSuite, we support organizations with our NetSuite technology as a base donation, and then NuVista are there to support you via their services and their implementation and activation service as well. So together we're here to really empower nonprofits to accelerate social impact in the community. And that is really the goal for this partnership together. Okay, and then the next slide. Fantastic, thank you. Okay, so for the next steps, NuVista will contact you to set up individual meetings to understand your needs and your requirements. And then step 2, NuVista will review the needs and eligibility to the social impact programme. So they will fully scope your requirements through a discovery call and determine an implementation strategy. And then finally, once accepted, they will sort out the documentation for signature, and then you will implement moving forward with NuVista. So that was everything from myself today. I want to thank everybody for joining. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to have you. I hope that you found this webinar useful, and hope to hear from you all soon. Thank you very much to NuVista and NuSmart, and as well to you, Marielle from Oracle NetSuite, for joining us. Thank you, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks, Angeline and Marielle as well.
No problem.